Well, in the meantime, President Lee Jae Myung's first overseas engagement for the new year is a state visit to neighboring China for talks with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. Our correspondent Kim Bo-kyoung covers his agenda there.
President Lee Jae Myung will make an official visit to China, the first for a South Korean leader in about 6 years since former President Moon Jae-in's visit in December 2019. This marks the second Yi-Xi summit in just 2 months after they met during APEC in Gyeongju. According to the presidential office, President Yi will pay a state visit to China from January 4th to 7th, hold a summit in Beijing with his counterpart, and have a state dinner. Moving on to Shanghai, he plans to mark the historical significance of 2026, which will be the 150th anniversary of the birth of independence leader Kim Bo-kyoung and the 100th anniversary of the Shanghai Provisional Government building. One expert says Yi's China visit will carry great significance in the restoration of bilateral ties.
The summit hints at the restoration of bilateral ties, which had been stalled for some time, and that the strategic cooperative relationship between South Korea and China is very important in the context of global geopolitics.
There will be many agenda items to cover, mainly the follow-up measures to implement the 7 MOUs that were signed during the previous summit for long-term economic cooperation. The same expert, too, says instead of other sensitive issues between the two countries, two leaders are likely to focus on economic cooperation.
The leaders are likely to discuss further accelerating the second phase of the Korea-China FTA negotiations and move beyond the previously stalled framework of cooperation and expand collaboration not in traditional industries of the past, but in more future-oriented industries.
Still, eyes are on whether discussions on the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula will take place, and whether China will explicitly include such language in its official statements. The meeting itself has reignited hope of China lifting its restrictions on Korean cultural content as well. Kim Bo-kyoung, Arirang News.